The Nevada Wolfpack enters the 2016-17 season with rising expectations. The Pack collected 24 total wins a year ago, went 10-8 in Mountain West play, and selected by the conference media to finish second in the league this season. 4 starters return and 7 newcomers. Joined now on set by head coach of the Wolfpack, Eric Musselman, as well as Cam Oliver and DJ Fenner. Thanks, guys, for taking some time. Ready to talk some Wolfpack basketball, yeah?
Let's do it.
Well, Coach, what a turnaround it's been for this program. You took over a 9-win team and more than doubled that win total mid-season a year ago, and just an incredible year. Talk a little bit about that and what you hope to see moving forward.
Well, I think, in reference to last year, our guys had a really high buy-in. They got out of their comfort zone, so to speak, from a conditioning standpoint in the off-season. And then as the season progressed, I felt like we kept getting better and better, which is what you want your ball club to do. And I think our players gained confidence. And, when we look forward to this upcoming year, we had another off season where I think we accomplished a lot. Our guys were together for 10 weeks over the summer. We got to work with them on the basketball court for 8 of those 10 weeks. And then we did a lot of team bonding stuff. We've tried to get to know each other off the floor a little bit better than we even did last season. And we tried to incorporate some fun as well while we were working hard. But really, we're only as good as our next game, and we understand we have a lot of work ahead of us before our first game at St. Mary's, and we have to become much better defensively. Last year, that was a staple of our ball club, and right now we're way behind where we were last year at this time from a defensive standpoint.
What are some of those changes then that you've been trying to tell them defensively? Because as you said, you're trying to get your message across. What has resonated with them, and what about that defensive change are you trying to make?
Well, we had players last year that had a defensive mentality. This year we hope to be a better offensive team. I feel like we have more scoring. We certainly should be a much better perimeter three-point shooting team than we were last year. Having said all that, sometimes really good offensive players don't have that defensive identity and vice versa. So, and we have a lot of new faces that we're trying to blend in, and hopefully with the help of both Cam and DJ, 2 returners, they can help our newcomers understand our terminology and what's expected, as far as an identity and how hard we try to play.
Well, someone who definitely has that defensive identity is you, Cam. 99 block shots a year ago, picked as a all Mountain West first team preseason pick earlier this morning. What does that mean to you, and what are some of your expectations for yourself this year?
Still have the same expectations as last year, just be defensively sound. It's definitely, I'm humbled and blessed to be selected in that all Mountain West team, but I'm here to play my role and do what Coach Muss says and be that defensive person that I possibly can be.
Well, and just a sophomore, all you've really known is, the new Musselman era. What about his messages resonated with you?
I feel with him being here, it's just the culture change. I feel he really changed the culture, especially we had a successful year last year, and it's definitely more to expect this year with him being here, and especially with the new faces that we're actually going to have. It should be a fun year.
In saying that, DJ, you've been around. You are somebody that I think could make a big step up and impact this year. What are you looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to play somebody else other than my teammates. I'm really excited to just get out there and leave it all out there for my final year, and just being here over 4 years and seeing this culture change, as Cam mentioned, it's really amazing just to witness that. So I'm just really looking forward to getting out there.
Averaged 13.7 points per game, 4.6 rebounds last year, and nearing that 1,000 career points mark. What would that mean to do it with this group and with this team?
It would mean a lot only if we go as far as we know we can go. I think that's really what matters to me. It really doesn't matter what my stats at the end of the day, as long as we go as far as our potential will take us.
And in saying that, picked second in the preseason poll, obviously a huge step. You guys went the farthest in the postseason than any other Mountain West team. Won Nevada's first postseason national championship. That's huge for this program and this culture change.
Yeah, I think it's extremely big. At the same time, we weren't necessarily satisfied with just the CBI. We know we can do way more and go much farther, but that was huge for our city and for our program.
We see your new jersey back there, one of them. I hear there's going to be up to 8 this year. You guys are going to wear a different jersey every single game, it seems like.
Well, these guys deserve it. You know, we want them to feel good, you know, in their uniform, and we've tried to get creative with Nike and come up with some different creative ideas, and we're excited about, you know, the new apparel. You know, we've tried to have different things on the front, different things on the back, not necessarily just their last name, and I think the guys take pride in that.
And something else that's new is the new court in Lawler Event Center that was just recently put in this last month, as well as a new facility that's going to be coming on campus for just basketball practice facility, men's and women's. What is that going to do for your guys' program moving forward?
No, it's huge. Obviously, anybody that played on the court last year knew that we had a few dead spots, so we needed a new floor. So we're really happy with that. And the logo of the state logo, you know, is something that everybody takes great pride in. And then as we look forward to as soon as this summer, our new practice facility, I think it'll really help in recruiting, but more importantly, it'll help our current players as they'll have 24-hour access to get shots up and work on their game individually. So I think it's a program changer for us in many, many aspects.
In looking at your schedule this year, you guys are going to go to that Great Alaska Shootout in Anchorage, which will be a good experience. Opening the season, as you mentioned earlier, at St. Mary's College, and Pac-12 Power Washington. So this team is going to be tested pretty early. What are you looking to get out of that non-conference slate?
Well, you know, when we had Mountain West meetings, we talked about upgrading the schedule, and we have definitely done our part without a question. We've done right by the league. We've scheduled teams that we think are really, really difficult teams. Opening up on the road at St. Mary's. St. Mary's struggles to get home games because teams don't want to play there, and we're walking into a building that we know will be sold out, a top 20 team preseason in St. Mary's, and come home and play Loyola Marymount, and then a Pac-12 school in Oregon State. So we have a really, really difficult schedule. Teams like Iona that have been NCAA tournament teams in the past, UC Irvine, really, really quality opponents. We're not playing a Division II school this year on our schedule, and our players understand that we have a lot of work cut out for us because last year's schedule compared to this year's schedule, you can't even compare the two. So we cannot take one night off and win a game. It's just not going to happen from a non-conference standpoint.
Cam, does that excite you? You know, having that tougher non-conference schedule and getting out there and competing at that high level?
Yeah, I feel over the summer, you know, we had a lot of competitive spirit. You know, I think we're a really competitive team, you know, and I think as of right now it's going to show us how competitive we are. You know, so I think testing us early as of right now with the non-conference schedule, which is really probably one of the toughest schedules that probably Nevada had. You know, so I feel it's just a great opportunity to have, you know, and it really can show where we are.
Coach Cam did have an unbelievable freshman campaign. What have you seen in his growth from last year to now?
Well, he's grown in so many areas. I mean, last year I happened to watch our first game the other day against Coastal Carolina, and then I went out and we had a practice. And his growth is remarkable, and we feel like, you know, he still has a way higher ceiling than what we're even seeing right now. He's a guy that has really, really improved as a perimeter shooter. Most importantly, his work ethic is in leadership continue to grow on a daily basis, and I think those things are really, really important for his development. The sky, he's got unlimited potential athletically. He's an unbelievable person off the floor. People gravitate to him. And then we just want to continue to see him grow from a leadership standpoint. And he's already a leader for us, but the type of person and character that he has, we feel like he can even lead us more than what we've seen up to this point.
DJ, as his teammate, how fun is he to watch out there when he gets a big block?
It's extremely exciting. I mean, and you can just look at the bench and see how amped up and hyped everybody gets. And then you hear it in the crowd. It's extremely exciting. Definitely a momentum changer.
This team makeup, returning 4 starters, but a lot of new faces. How do you feel about, you know, Marcus Marshall and some of those guys that are going to play this year that had to sit out last year?
Well, one, you know, I think not only myself, but guys like DJ and Cam. I mean, we have great, you know, empathy for guys that have to come out and practice every day and can't play in a game. It's a hard year for any sit-out player. Fortunately for the guys that sat out, we had 3 of them, so they did it together. When we were on road trips, they stayed and worked out together in the weight room, and they put each other through shooting drills when we were on the road. But you know, we're a different team, and so we have to put these pieces together. And last year is last year, and this year we're going to go through some growth periods where we learn each other's game. And guys like Marcus Marshall, they change the complexion of how we play, because he is a guy that can score at a high rate. He's really worked on his defense. Even in the last 2 weeks, his defensive intensity has picked up dramatically, because when he has individual meetings with coaches, that's one of the things that we continue to talk to him about. Leland King is a guy that has the ability to stretch the defense with his three-point shooting. And then Jordan Caroline is a guy that we feel next to Cam. Those are 2 really, really physical people up front for us, and 2 guys that have a great motor. And Jordan Caroline's competitive nature is second to none.
Well, I'm sure the fans at home are definitely excited to see how all of those pieces come together. Thank you guys so much for taking some time with us today.
Thanks for having us.